the economic inequality was the great undone task of the civil rights movement. Remember going back to the March on Washington
Jobs and freedom.
for its jobs and freedom. Well, the freedom part, in part, had some victories. That is, we changed the legal system, especially in the South. Just the legal, we changed the laws in the South. Segregation was no longer required by law. It was made, not maintained by law. You can maintain it, but not by law. And they do maintain it today, but not by law.
Naturally.
Well, yeah, like schools are supposed to be integrated in the South, but actually they're not. Most whites go to private, what they call private academies. But we did change that. We got the Voting Rights Act passed. We got the Civil Rights Act passed.
Right.
I do attribute that to what we did.
Yeah.
But, for example, the March on Washington, 63, the minimum wage was 170 something. I forget exactly. Just accounting for inflation, if nothing else had been done, the minimum wage today should be 9 something, but it's 7 something. We're worse off today economically than we were back then. There's more economic disparity between whites and blacks today than there were back then. There's greater danger today of losing even the gains that we made. For example, by the time we worked in the South in the 60s, anti-lynch laws were passed. They had lynchings. Somehow, the civil rights movement of the 30s and 40s was for anti-lynching laws. Well, they were passed. But today, they're trying to legalize lynching with these stand your ground laws.
Yeah.
Somebody looks suspicious to you, you can shoot him.
Yeah.
Well, he was black, he looks suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Okay, stand your ground. That's legalized lynching.
Legally protected.
Yeah. We've moved back. Well, not 100%. There's fight against it.
Yeah.
But there's the danger of that. The Voting Rights Act that we passed just got weakened because part of it was that those states which historically discriminated against African Americans, I don't think it said African Americans, any group of people, had to report what they were doing to overcome this legacy after each election. Well, that's been taken away. And now they're passing these laws requiring all sorts of complicated ID to be able to vote. They're doing away with the things that make it easier to vote, like the pre-days, the early voting. They're laying on us the same types of restrictions that were done then. But the difference is, today, whites and blacks are working together to overcome all these things, the economic inequity and the backsliding on laws.